Hey, I'm Jusko from ProbMoney.com. US Bank is out with a new credit card, the Altitude Connect Visa Signature Card. We're going to take a look at it in this video. I also applied for it, and I'll tell you how that went. But first, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So, US Bank out with its latest credit card. This has been rumored for a while, but it is now available. The Altitude Connect Visa Signature Card. I think it's a pretty good card for the right person. It gives 4 points per dollar on travel purchases, 4 points per dollar on gas station purchases, has some other decent features as well. So let's kind of break it down and see who that right person might be that it is good for. The US Bank Altitude Visa Connect has no annual fee in the first year, $95 annual fee every year after that. In terms of rewards, you get points on your purchases. Each point when redeemed is going to be worth 1 cent in almost all redemption options as far as I can tell. You are going to get 4 points per dollar on travel. That is going to include airfare, hotels, car rentals, taxis, passenger trains, cruises. I'm not quite sure if it includes Uber and Lyft or not. Basically, anything that is sort of coded as travel is going to be 4x. You're going to get 4 points per dollar on gas station purchases, which is going to mean more sort of standalone gas station versus things like, Costco or any other place where you might get gas. So if it's a gas station, it will give you the 4 points per dollar. On some of those other places where you might get gas at a superstore or whatever, depends on how it codes, whether you would get the 4 points per dollar there. You'll also get 2 points per dollar on grocery store purchases and grocery delivery. You will get 2 points per dollar on dining, 2 points per dollar on most streaming services. So things like Netflix and Hulu and YouTube TV and Spotify. Not all of them are in there, but a pretty extensive list of the most popular streaming services. And then you're going to get 1 point per dollar on everything else. Nice bonus opportunity with this card. You can earn 50,000 points, which is equal to $500 of value in most cases, provided you spend at least $3,000 with the card in the first 120 days of having the card, so roughly 4 months. It's kind of a big spend to get that $500 bonus, but at least it is stretched out in terms of how long you have to be able to spend that $3,000. Oftentimes we would think of 90 days as being that sort of period where most credit cards ask you to sort of meet that hurdle in order to get the bonus. This one's sort of giving you an extra month in order to meet that $3,000 spend and get that $500. Other things to know as you do your cost-benefit analysis on this card, there is the possibility of a $30 streaming credit. If you put at least one streaming service onto this card, you're paying for it with this card for 12 months straight, well then you're going to get a $30 statement credit for having done so. You can get a credit of up to $100 every 4 years for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, the programs that help you get through airports quicker. There is cell phone insurance on this card of up to $600 for stolen or damaged phones. I believe there's a $25 deductible. You also have some Visa signature benefits here that I think are only okay. Things like concierge service, and there are some discounts at certain hotels or for food and wine experiences or golf discounts and some other stuff like that. You don't have any of the travel insurances that some people like to have on their card, at least not as far as I can tell, so there's no lost baggage insurance or anything along those lines. They do have some like trip assistance things, but that's not actually giving you any sort of insurance benefit as far as I can tell. Looking at the rates and fees on this card, like I said, no annual fee first year, then $95 annual fee every year after that. In terms of interest rate, you could be approved, at least at launch, at a rate anywhere from 15.99% to 23.99%. On that low end, not so bad in today's credit card market. That 23.99%, not so good, although not that terrible compared to some of the other cards out there on the market. Either way, you don't want to be paying interest, and as long as you pay off your bills in full every month, you will never pay interest, and those interest rates won't come into play. So that is always the advice as far as interest goes. No foreign transaction fees on this card, so if you use it outside of the United States, you're not going to get charged anything extra. There are plenty of other credit cards on the market that do charge foreign transaction fees, usually of 3% of the purchase that you make when you use the card outside of the US. So that is another benefit on this card, although there are plenty of other cards out there in the market that don't have foreign transaction fees as well. Looking at this card overall, the first year is going to be a no-brainer. You've got good rewards, you've got a good bonus opportunity, you've got no annual fee. In year 2 and beyond, things change. You have a $95 annual fee, no more bonus opportunity, so you then have to sort of justify to yourself whether that $95 is going to be worth it. And the stars of the show here are the 4 points per dollar on travel purchases, the 4 points per dollar on gas station purchases. If you spend a lot in those categories, well then obviously you could justify that annual fee to yourself. I would say if you're spending $6,000, $7,000 or more in that travel and gas category combined, well then you could probably justify that $95 annual fee, even when comparing this card to other cards out there on the market. If you're not spending that much, well then I don't know if it would be worth it to pay that $95 annual fee. You might not get as much in travel or gas with some other cards out there on the market, but if you didn't pay an annual fee, maybe you'd actually come out ahead with different cards. Now, if you are someone that only wants to hold one card to rule them all in your wallet, well then I could see how you might justify this, especially if the travel and gas categories are interesting to you, because you also have the 2% on groceries, the 2% on dining, the 2% on streaming services, the $30 streaming credit, assuming you put your streaming services on the card, and the other benefits as well. So for a one card person, this wouldn't be a bad choice. So in that analysis, I'm sort of running the numbers to see if you can justify that annual fee as a card holder. But what is interesting to me about this card is that it is sort of a different strategy than almost any card out there on the market, in that it is really a cashback card that is giving enhanced rewards on travel purchases. And normally what we see in the market is that if you have a card that is trying to give you sort of enhanced reward on travel, it wants you, or at least incentivizes you, to use those rewards on travel on the other end. So if you're a heavy traveler, you want to get points, and oftentimes people that are heavy travelers want to use those points to, get flights or get hotel stays or whatever. But maybe not everyone. Some people travel a lot. Maybe they don't want to keep traveling because they're traveling all the time anyway. And so maybe they would rather get more points for the travel, but redeem them for cash back. And since the points on this card are worth a penny a point pretty much any way you redeem them, you're not getting anything extra for putting them into travel on the other end. So if you are a person that travels a decent amount, but you don't necessarily care whether you get travel rewards as a benefit from all of that travel, then maybe this is a card that would be of interest to you. So looking at everything that the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa offers, I like the looks of it, and so I decided to apply. Now, if you're a subscriber to this channel or a regular viewer, you may know that last year, or less than a year ago, I tried to apply for the US Bank Altitude Go card when it was first introduced, and I got turned down flat, even though I have a very high credit score, a very long and good credit history. So US Bank was not interested in me. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to try anyway, and I'm going to see what happened. Now, I tend to apply for a lot of credit cards in general, but over the last year, I haven't really been too bad as far as that goes. So I have 2 new credit cards in terms of bank credit cards, and I think I had 1 store credit card over the last 12 months, and then of course my rejection from US Bank. So I didn't think that was too bad. Now, US Bank has, I don't know, kind of a loose rule. Sometimes people say that if you've been approved for 2 cards in the last year, they're not going to give you a card. But I decided to give it a shot, so I went ahead and I applied for the card thinking, I'm probably not going to get approved, but well, I didn't get approved, but I didn't get disapproved either. I just got pushed down the road where they will make a decision, although my guess is going to be that they're probably ultimately going to tell me no. We will see what happens. Like I said, I'm probably in a little better place in my credit history in terms of recent inquiries and new cards than I was when I tried to get that card last year, so we'll see what happens. And if I get approved by chance, well, then we'll do an unboxing somewhere down the road. So that is it, US Bank Altitude Connect Visa. I think a good addition to the overall credit card marketplace. I would love to hear your thoughts in that comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews and we talk personal finance and we talk deals and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.